My ladies.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyen Karst.
It's Ningguang. Since this is our first meeting,
Oh, for me. You have my thanks. It seems that I have made things difficult for you, considering that you were supposed to be my guests.
Estağfurullah ya. Estağfurullah. Hani,
oh no, it's nothing.
This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of any mountain. From this I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. And since becoming the Tianquan, I have spared no effort in At first, it was but the size of one room. Now, one day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations. Not many from outside Liyue earn the right to ascend to the Jade Chamber. But I have been in correspondence with the acting Grandmaster. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached...
What?
And I finally got wind of your movements.
Wait, was Virgil dead?
Just everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhang Ballista...
You weren't peeking on us.
I fear that peeking would have been a little Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had far more interactions with the Adepti. The reason I invited you here was to clear up some misunderstandings. I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between them that did not abate until, in the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Teyvat. They built cities and nations on the corpses. You can see Goyun Stone Forest from here, I trust. It is no natural rock formation. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis in those days. Gods that failed. Not only is it true that gods may die, but so too has the membership of the 7 changed over the last 2 millennia. Rex Lapis, another Lord of Geo, will arise sooner or later. Yet, how are we to forget Rex Lapis? When that time comes, the relationship between the people of Liyue and the gods, even in a new era, the Liyue Qixing remain Rex Lapis's former subjects. Do you really think us capable of having played a part in his demise? Of lacking the foresight to see the certain repercussions? That day at Yujing Terrace, it was also very sudden. Even I was caught, but our enemy has long lain hidden within the harbor. If we do not act against hiding the Exuvio was a necessary maneuver to take the initiative back, to play the spider.
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
Huh? What are you two...
Well answered.
Huh?
The scenery out here is fine indeed, but the wind is a little strong. Be at ease, you two.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends. And when friends come over to play, our enjoyment comes first. Why, you've kept your ear to the ground,
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it. Everyone's after a piece of paper from that wall. It's super famous.
That's because that wall records Leo's secrets. Merchants have always been attracted, but the secrets of the mercantile world are of no interest to you, are they, traveler? You're rather, if possible, I'd like to have your trust. But if you were to choose the more trustworthy person between myself and Kuching... You'd pick Kuching? Nah, I had a feeling. I originally thought her a bit too hard-headed. With someone of her character on the Qixing, I've had some extra messes to clean up behind the scenes. But after she said those words, the time of the Adepti has long passed. Well, I must say that quite a few of my doubts have... I won't deny that Rex Lapis's passing seems advantageous to us. But, for Leo's sake, we cannot allow ourselves to be shackled by rumors of our... Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the... I called for the gag order and for the exuvia to be hidden to temporarily stabilize the situation, and also to prevent something similar to the incident in Mondstadt. With Rex Lapis's death, the Fatui have busied themselves with many clandestine actions beyond their diplomatic remit. As the Tianquan, one responsible for Liyue, allowing the rite of parting to take place was also meant to buy some time for us to take control of...
It's exactly as Zhongli said. The Qixing only provided the venue for their rite so they could use us for their own ends. Wait, that's right. Speaking of ends,
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something in return. So, does that include us?
It's all right. Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this?
Yay! Paimon was just waiting for you to... One of the sheets on that wall.
Hayır diye.
Don't look at Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices. Just imagine. How... Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious... La la la la la. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Sigil of permission, something... Aw, that doesn't sound like... This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spot... Oh, Ningguang did say that the Fatui have been up to all kinds of mischief in the shadows of Liyue. But research on the Sigil of Permission? Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Seems there's still more for us to find out. Oh, well, should we not go then? Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang? That's way out of Paimon's league. Paimon didn't... Anyway, we'll see. Before we look for Zhongli at Dihua Marsh, let's go to the place marked out on the... There are so many talismans here. Paimon's seen... Oh, Paimon knows... But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the... Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when talismans like that were... Maybe the Fatui are copying the Sigil... Being able to channel divine power in battle? What? Alright, that's enough. The last stop on our rite of... Let's go!
Right on time. Did you enjoy your visit to the...
It was so big and pretty and...
Indeed. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust?
She's super rich and so generous. Yeah, her take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. She thinks that even the tactless...
Oh. So you all...
She said the time of the Adepti has long passed.
No respect for the divine. Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, Ningguang is more of a businesswoman at heart. Although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her... It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even...
The Jade Chamber is only second.
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have
That is how the Fatui have always been. It doesn't... No matter what they may be planning, you must...
So, is there anything we need to get for the rite of parting indeed?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is.
Glaze lilies. But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't... Oh, right! Paimon remembers that Madame Ping...
No. Those lilies have all been... Dihua Marsh used to be full of glaze lilies. Before the Archon War, Dihua Marsh was all dry land and fertile soil. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the rite of parting, we must grind up the wild lilies. But I'll need your assistance in gathering these flowers. That's correct.
So how good is your singing? Really? Why doesn't Paimon...
We'll only know once she starts singing.
It's time to sing, whenever you're ready. Da da da da da. Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as... The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long.
Well, that's nice and all.
Unfortunately...
That's so late.
Excuse me. Are you searching for glaze?
Oh, hey, it's... What's her face?
Hello, traveler. That reminds me. How was...
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us...
Didn't I tell you the way? Surely I did.
Nope, we found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I really...
Huh. Something seems... She's acting different from the first time we met.
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the Tianquan.
You came all the way out here to see the flowers?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex Lapis parted from this world. Whenever my duties take me near Yujing Terrace these days, I draw the window.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's quite all right. When the Archon War came to its end 2,000 years ago, the first iteration of the Seven would gather in Liyue and drink with Rex Lapis. But 5 of those original 7 had already... Yes. Now that the spirit of Rex Lapis has returned to the heavens, only Barbados of Mondstadt remains of the first 7. The other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, are no longer the same friends from 2,000 years ago. Of the current 7 Archons, the youngest is Sumeru's god of Dendro. This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700...
So what do you think of this?
Huh? As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine, but as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality.
Huh? Did you just...
Yes, I am a mix of human and Qilin. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day. Well, let's save that I also know where wild glaze lilies can be found.
We dare.
Oh, so did you sing a song before?
Indeed, I did. I know that...
Wow, so you really know...
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If you would excuse me...
And that just about does it. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks. In more...
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business.
I've had enough ventures. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small... So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself.
Wow. See? Alright, I think it's about... Wow! It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who... This is where all of Teyvat's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't know... Oh, so it's a trap! But even if we can't take, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora, it's like a dream come true. Oh, right. But it's quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Quick, we have to go make sure...
Haydi bakalım. Burayı hiç hatırlamıyorum bu arada, ne olacak.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides. So
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now,
Oğlumun
you're
çocuğu.
nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to... Don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be... stopping the more immense, hiding away the exuviant?
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis for...
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, she will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing. The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, I would have skipped either way. We now come to my favorite part. The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that could...
You could say... When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the... When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being...
We won't let what happened in Mondstadt ever...
Oh, so you intend to fight me? Good.
Hadi bakalım.
Besides, you could never
Kodumun
defeat me,
çocuğu gel.
not even in your wildest dreams. But heck, fighting talk, I love it.
Ah! Seni bir
This
yerden...
chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Poor timing, passable effort.
Let the show begin.
So quick to flee. Poor timing. How unbecoming. Not bad. You've got a trigger. Good. No wonder Signora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger.
Oğlum ben senin gibileri çok gördüm. Hepsini de gömdüm be gülüm.
All you do is run. The price of a single slip.
Leave it all to me, as a good night should.
Seni yeneceğim oğlum.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! Huh? I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Oğlum burası senin yolun değil, sonun olacak. Hazır ol. Seni burada indireceğim şimdi. Son Goku sanki, şuna bak. Buff alıyor. Buff alıyor Son Goku sanki. Gel buraya, gel gel. Abi efendim. Hadi başlayalım.
You got to the gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? So you move faster. Did you leak the information regarding the gold mouse to me on purpose? No matter. And the gnosis is over. Now, don't make me take it
Sonra
from
ne
you.
olmuş?
You didn't take it! Speed of light! Got lucky that time. Incoming! To the tape! Leave it all to me. Let the show be. Speed of light. Don't blink. Be gone.
Die here.
Let's dance. Incoming. Hey! With sword from shadow. I must leave. No. Speed of light.
Çok vurdun kanka. Bir daha vurma. Ananı ağlatırım seni.
Twin blade.
Aha, aynen.
Look, child's back.
Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too... And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you had no connection to the Gnosis.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that... You already know the answer, don't you? But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb. This battle has already left me. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we must look once again to the beginning. In fact, it might be that...
What? So you mean that?
Yes, it appears so. It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also...
Sen ne sandın?
As such, we must now look to our
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be... The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guy...
A god?
Osial, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the GR Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained If such an ancient god were to be unleashed upon Liyue Harbor, do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago. How?
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just... With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsuri, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest. But knowing that such an action will not only force the Geo Archon to show its hand, but you...
Oo. İşte bu. Beklediğim sahne.
Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? fast! What's going on? If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came... Did we make it in time? Is the...
What are you doing?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the...
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our...
Oh, Paimon gets it. Just seeing this Overlord...
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. Which is why we must stop that monster before...
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago. So will the power of the Qixing,
We've already discussed this together, and our...
What? Wait, all of you...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Qixing did once research the matter of the Guizhong, and as fate would have it, one who did... For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take...
I suppose this is one blessing. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. We haven't a moment to spare. Our
İşte
battle begins now.
geliyor.
Yep.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Guizhong Ballista!
The three Adepti...
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Ooh.
Finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has the effects of the sigil. It will be some time before the Overlord.
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to...
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retainer. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limit. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but it is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me,
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be... Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today.
Oh?
3,700 years. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land. Instead...
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a...
Forebearers, you say?
This morning,
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qixing had strove under his rule to survive in our mortal world. But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him and...
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds, and the Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from...
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its...
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last, although I am a mere mortal soldier.
Huh? Why does...
Weren't you frightened, dear?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith guards were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please, come...
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be...
Huh?
Because we are adept.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You see, this is what Liyue, the country of contracts, is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But although their blood is weak, the time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since...
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of...
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this...
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again... Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, but how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power?
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me...
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends. Oh, right! It's the child wanted to unleash the god, but we were able to handle the overlord of the void. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we...
You call this cooperation between harbingers? Cooperation involves communication.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy? Oh, it seems that...
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget.
No, don't let her get to you. You've yet to gather the powers of all 7 elements. And our last battle at the Golden House was almost more than you could handle. So it might be best to keep things peaceful this time.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other's...
Paimon knew that we should never have tried...
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except nothing personal. We just have different views. That's the real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be... You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if...
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. The...
Paimon'un yüzüne bak.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you... No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but...
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter...
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing this...
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and...
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best, as you know. I've dwelt upon these... Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the... I stood motionless among the crowd.
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already... So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Chising. That's right. Which is why...
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would...
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him to... Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue...
In the end, the resolution to all that has... Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a... Credit is also due to Senora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo Archon to fulfill our contract. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this all of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti. They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's divine protectors, and used the
Huh?
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it would...
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me?
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this. Wreaking havoc. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a... Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such...
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Ulan Signora, ulan Signora. Şu oyunda en kıl gittiğim karakter. En kıl gittiğim karakter. Signora ya, Signora. Signora, ulan Inozuma'da görüşeceğim seninle. Neyse. Neyse.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us a good trade is a...
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands, my agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as for the bargaining chip that the Tsarits, uncover that answer for yourself in your future.
Look, it's Ningguang and Kuching.
As said previously, Rex Lapis'
3,700.
we, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous.
The long, unending dream of our Archon.
Now that we have awoken from our... Will you stand with us as we re-establish our...
So concludes the words of Her Eminence. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is.
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the...
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you name your price.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue, and here you are looking
Why would I? Right. If the two...
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some...
You're right. I do like the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create... When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an arch...
Oh, no wonder. Paimon gets it now. You didn't look, but since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to...
Well, we were only spending Fatui in the City of Commerce. We do not merely exchange money or goods. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli. Traveling, that is true. But there is...
Paimon thinks that we should...
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors... Yes, the nation has the Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me Rex Lapis...
Paimon thinks we've heard that one...
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call...
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma... Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know...
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control. But if a person shows true strength of will, this is what visions are. Magical foci, bestowed upon...
That's how people...
But starting from last year, the Raiden...
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Ina's...
They want to seize visions. But why?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are...
Whoa.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of these, all right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find...
Ama evet. Bu görevi de bitirdik. Şöyle var elimizde. Sana girelim. Bir tane daha alabiliyoruz. Geç. 10 oldu. Aslında bir 10'la atıp şöyle bir taktik yapsak nasıl olur ki? Buraya bir tane atıp mavi geldi. Buraya bir 10'lu atıp bakalım. Sen ciddi misin abi? 5 yıldız geldi. Silah mı geldi, karakter mi acaba? Dur bakıyoruz hemen. Ha, bu şaka olmalı. Çiçi. Çiçi geldi. İnanılmaz. İnanılmaz bir şans. Çiçi. Gerçi çok işimize yaramayacak ama. Dükkana gidelim. 4 tane al. Bir daha atacağız şimdi buraya. Bir onu daha atacağız. Sığar gelmez o kadar da değil. Abartmayalım. Tamam, mor geldi. Skrozumuz da geldi. Tamam. Tamam. Çok iyi. Çok iyi. Hayret, bir 5 yıldız daha çıktı. Yani. Skroz geldi. Çiçi geldi. Heh.
One.
Seviye atlaması gerekenler var ama burada. Seviye yükseltelim. Tamam. Bu kadar olsun. Güzeldi. Bu hikayeyi seviyorum. Ama Inazuma'da ben çok tilt olan birisiyim. Hikayesinde bile tilt oldum. Ne zamana kadar? Spoiler vermeyeyim. Görüşürüz.
Yeah, I got the juice like a snow cone. Ice in my veins and a cold flow. I'm getting cash overseas by the boatload. You wanna ride my